Sandra Miller, and we're still on the topic of immunity when it comes to being a healthy human. Now, what we looked at initially was the importance of light and light cycles to our immune system. So we talked about that in the first video. In the second video, we talked about some immunity annihilators, and what those three things were stress and anxiety, poor food choices like sugar and too much sweets and too much carbohydrates, and excessive endurance exercise, and how those things can actually lower our immunity. So today, I thought we'd pick it up a little bit because I really love some supplements and herbs for immunity. Now, they're not going to negate some of the poor choices that we make. So it's really important to spend some time going through those first two videos and making some of those suggestions that I shared into habits. Now, once we do that, now we can start looking at what herbs or supplements are good and can assist the immunity. So that's what we're going to talk about today. In my book, prevention goes a long way. I would much rather prevent a cold than treat it. But before I get on the subject of the actual herbals that work pretty well to boost our immunity and help us fight off infection, I thought it was important to bring up the subject of fever. I know that especially parents with little kids get really freaked out when their child has a fever. And there is a certain point where a fever does need to be treated for the health of the child or the health of the adult. But we have to remember that fever is the body's way of fighting infection. We don't really want to treat the fever. The fever is going to raise body temperature and make it very difficult for bad and pathogenic bacteria to take a foothold. So if you feel yourself coming down with something, you're getting a little achy, feeling a little feverish, just let it happen. That's your body's natural way of trying to fight off invaders. Here's a couple of herbals that might just do the trick. Remember, prevention is the key. We'll talk about from a preventative standpoint and sort of long-term deep immunity to things that work very quickly at the onset of perhaps a cold or flu. So today, I'm going to cover my top 5, and here they are. We're going to talk about astragalus, echinacea, garlic, mushrooms, elderberry, and olive leaf. First up is echinacea. The first herb I'm going to talk about today is one that's pretty popular and a lot of people do have some understanding about. It's one that was used by the Native Americans long before us and was actually put into the Materia Medica in 1887. That's sort of like a book of natural remedies. Otherwise known as purple cone flower, one of the active ingredients in the plant that's been studied heavily is called isobutylamides, who indeed demonstrate a significant ability to modulate immunity. Granted, it must be taken at the onset to be able to provide symptom relief. Some of the early trials and testing of data in the treatment of acute respiratory infections suggest a modest benefit. Now, these trials are really limited in size and quality. However, these preliminary studies and the studies that have been done are really showing some promise. And now, for the subject of garlic. It's not just for Italian cooking anymore. Did you know that a clove or two of garlic really might keep the doctor away? As far as its immune boosting functions, it's fantastic because it's antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, and it even has anti-parasitic properties. It can help improve your cardiovascular health and circulation. Now here's where the magic happens. When fresh cloves of garlic are crushed, 2 enzymes combine together to provide the allicin, which is so beneficial. Sulfur is what helps the body to detoxify. It has antioxidant properties and is just a general, overall, absolute must-have every day, especially in colds and flu season. Now just remember, if you're cooking with garlic, don't heat it. Wait until your food is done to add your garlic. It should not be heated at high temperatures or it will lose its potency and all of its beneficial property. You see, when garlic is crushed or chewed and not
heated, it releases a metabolite that turns into a variety of fat and water-soluble, sulfur-containing compounds. As a matter of fact, according to Examine.com, these compounds are so volatile, that's what gives them their unmistakable smell and taste. They also give off hydrogen sulfide, and that hydrogen sulfide signaling system helps to relax blood vessels and also provide a variety of health benefits like exerting anti-cancer effects. So garlic is a really powerful tool, not just at cold and flu season, but all year round.